Hello, happy Saturday. It is Saturday the 16th. It is the day before Easter, and I'm here to start week 16. Yes, week 16 of 2022. Now, there's not going to be very much reading content for the next couple days because it is the Dark Romance Readathon, but I'm going to do just the reading portions in a dedicated Dark Romance Readathon vlog. Even though it's just this weekend and it might just be 1 or 2 books, I figured I'd do it separately to kind of help promote the readathon and just have it separated out. So these first couple days we're only going to have non-readathon related stuff. Although I will say I'm going to pick up Untouchable by Sam Mariano. That'll be the first book I read for it, but I'll leave all of my thoughts in that for my dedicated reading vlog. But I figured I'd at least do the quest calendar for the weekend and we would get that out of the way. So since we are at the beginning of another week, I am playing the Quest Calendars 2022, The Gates of Terralon. This is a daily calendar, although Saturdays and Sundays are combined. And we are playing Savani Moonchaser, who is a feline monk. That's her there. And this is our character sheet. We are level 3. And I'll link to their website and all the information down below. Last week, we ended up traveling to the Scorched Sands, and we took the western route here that went down by the mountains and the lake to get to the Scorched Sands. So let us see what we are doing today. Ooh, there's a dude in a stockade.
Your laundry timer is done.
Alexa, dismiss. My laundry is done. Okay. We will do this, and then I'll go check my laundry. So not far outside of Dawn Hollow, on the road south to the Scorched Sands, you encounter a row of pillories, where thieves and criminals were left for humiliation and torture. Most are empty. One contains a rotting corpse. The last one in the row still holds a live prisoner. Hear the prisoner's pleas. Then, A, ignore the prisoner and continue on. B, set the prisoner free, roll d20 plus dexterity, reminder locksmith, or C, kill the prisoner. So there's that. So I'm going to look at the back of the previous days because I'm guessing that'll have the plea. And I'm wearing my Hello Lovely Moody Readers Club t-shirt today. I don't really wear t-shirts very often except on the weekends, and I've been getting so many Hello Lovelies t-shirts lately that I'm just like, I just need to wear them on the weekends instead of my tank tops, because then I get cold in my tank tops. I have to put a robe on or a hoodie, but I was like, nope, I'm gonna put on a t-shirt today. Although I'll still probably get chilly, but anyway. Please help. I promise I won't ever do it again. Let me out. The prisoner begs for help. I only stole 1 health potion from Mary's medical supplies. I even offered to pay it back. I'm going to die out here if you don't help me. Here's the thing. This is a moral dilemma for sure. I don't want to kill him. So we are either going to continue on or try to set him free. Now, the good in me wants to set him free. However, he stole. And even though he said he was going to pay it back, that should have been something that was taken into account beforehand. And we could easily get him out because it's dexterity plus locksmith. And we are very good at dexterity. But I just, you're going to do the crime, you got to pay the time kind of a thing. And we don't really know how long he's here or anything. I think we're just going to continue on. Because he stole. And even though he said he would pay it back, he still needs to do the punishment that he received for his crime. So I think we're just going to leave him be. I kind of feel weird doing that, but I think that's the route to take. Okay, so ignore the prisoner and continue on. I'm going to say I don't ignore him, but we continue on. A moral dilemma for sure. Can you trust his words? Are you the one to judge the law? You decide that it either isn't your place or that the punishment fits the crime. You carry onward while the man shouts at you. I'm going to go with it isn't our place. And this isn't even our town we are traveling through. Even more so. So, okay. So pretty much nothing happens, but I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. All right. So that is it for the calendar. Super easy this weekend. Although most of them are super easy, but some of them take a little bit more if there's fighting or whatnot going on. But so I am going to get everything kind of wrapped up here, and I'm going to go switch my laundry, and then I'm going to start Untouchable. But check out my Dark Romance Readathon vlog for those thoughts. But I will be back to update when I have something for my weekly vlog to update. So until then, see you soon. Hello, happy Monday. It is Monday. And when you are seeing this, if you have or have not watched my Dark Romance Readathon, things are slightly different. I'm recording on my iPad instead of on my phone because I left my phone at work. So yeah, I had planned to update my Dark Romance Readathon Instagram stories and stuff and get everything kind of set up from the weekend, and I don't have my phone. And the Avalanche game starts, pregame starts in 10 minutes. So I'm just I don't even know. So, yeah, there's that. I have a couple updates. So I have finished Untouchable, which I talked about in my Dark Romance Readathon vlog. I'll link it up above. But I didn't really talk much about it as far as my other reading challenges, so I figured I'd at least touch base on it here and just give you a tiny little intro. I'm going to give it 4.5 stars, so I did really enjoy it. And if you can handle dark romance, and you can kind of skip past the first, or even if you can get through the first few chapters, the rest of the book is a lot easier. Now, if you don't know about it, I'll kind of give a brief summary, but you can watch my Dark Romance Read-Along vlog where I talk about more. But it's Zoe and Carter Mahoney, and Zoe, they're both high school seniors, and Zoe is groped by a football player. She goes to the authorities and everyone, and he gets suspended from football for the season. And then basically she gets harassed because he's saying that she's lying, and it being a small town in Texas, football is king. So basically everybody kind of craps on her because the star wide receiver can't play his senior year. And basically they all blame it on her and saying that she's a liar. And so school is horrible, and just her home life is horrible, and her mother only really cares about what other people think about them. But anyway, she is cornered by the guy that assaulted her, and then Carter and another football player, and they assault her again, with Carter being the main perpetrator, I guess. And then eventually Carter and Zoe get together. So those first few chapters were definitely hard to get through. For me, the actual assault scenes weren't I don't know. I mean, they were bad. But that wasn't what was bothering me. What was bothering me was the fact that Zoe had zero people who really were supporting her and helping her get through the situation, both prior and afterwards. She couldn't rely on her mom or her stepfather. Her best friend even would make kind of little comments like, "Oh, come on, not everybody wants to assault you," and things like that. So that was really my biggest issue, was her not having the support system to get her through the assault that happened before the book started, and just kind of seeing her left to her own devices to deal with all of the backlash on her. Which, I mean, come on, it was a little over exaggerated, but then we wouldn't have the story and the whole thing. But anyway, so I gave it 4.5 stars. Now, for the Dark Romance Readathon, I used it to cover the prompts: touch her and you die, public sex, badass heroine, and obsessive hero. And then I also used it for my normal reading challenges, Love Has Sprung, and that I used for forbidden romance. It's not really a typical forbidden romance, but I figured with her having a relationship with her assaulter, that's kind of forbidden, right? I'm gonna go with it. I don't know how many forbidden romances I have on my list. And then for my Taylor Swift quarterly challenge, I used it for The Last Great American Dynasty, which is read a book with royalty in the story or a wealthy character, and Carter Mahoney is wealthy. That's why he is untouchable. That, and he's the high school quarterback. So I'm glad I finally read that. That's one of Jen's favorite books. And I have finally read Untouchable, so I can take that one off my TBR. Now, looks like pregame's about to start here. So we're going to do the quest calendar. Since I am kind of in a different, using my iPad and in a different area, and my lighting's all kind of screwy, I'm going to try to cut this really short, but so this weekend, we were traveling. Ooh, my lighting's not too good here. And we saw this guy, and we just kind of walked past him. Ooh! Camels! Let's see if we can get it. He's so cool looking. I love camels. Okay, near the end of the road where the desert begins, you come upon a caravan of travelers that are beginning their journey into the desert as well. They seem quite well prepared with camels and equipment. Feel free to chat with some of the travelers. Fun. Okay. So there are 4 people: Joseph, Sal, Mur, and Quinn. Joseph, a tall and stoic human, seems to be the leader of the group of travelers. Hey there, fellow traveler. Interesting that we should encounter another headed to the scorched sands. We have grown a bit since I left from Copperset. I am a scholar looking for the ancient lost library, but we have many types in the party. Sal is looking for treasure. Mur is looking to escape a life of crime. Quinn is a merchant looking for desert spices. It is always good to travel in groups. You should come with us. Yes, please. And he's looking for what we're looking for. Okay, so Sal, this younger half-demon girl is very cheery and invites you to play a game of cards while you travel together. Let's make it fun with a wager. Say 5 gold. If you lose, it's mine. If you win, it's all yours. You can only play if you have 5 gold to lose. Quit at any time. Once you win 3 times, Sal stops playing. Because we bought a bunch of upgrades, we're not going to play. Oh my gosh. I look like I'm sunburned. Look at this. Why am I all red? It's that time of year, guys. It's that time of year. Driving home into the sun. I don't think we're going to play. We only have 6 gold, so I don't want a chance being down to 1 gold. So we're going to just leave it. Okay, so Mur, an older half-orc, seems quiet and keeps to himself. He is eyeing you suspiciously, trying to judge you. If your virtue is less than 0, Mur ignores you. Otherwise, roll a d20 plus wisdom. Yeah, no, we're like at +5 or something crazy. So, d20 plus wisdom. Our wisdom is a +1. Okay. And that is, an 18. So a 19. If the result is 15 or more, you keep your belongings to yourself and they stay safe. Well, that's good. Okay, and then our final gentleman, Quinn, it is a lady. A middle-aged elf lady seems friendly enough. She offers to sell you some supplies if you have the need. I was warned that there are monsters out here that are swift. They can outrun a dragon, I was told. One can never be too prepared. She has Dragon's Fire, a combat tonic, and Potion of the Wind. All of it's too expensive for what we have in money-wise right now, so I'm not even going to worry about it, but we do have Dragon's Fire. Already we have at least one in our inventory, so cool. Another simple, easy day. I am going to work on editing last week's vlog during the game, and then I'm going to pick up The Devil and I think, by Kate Allistor, which I'll do all my thoughts in my Dark Romance Readathon vlog, but I'll at least kind of mention it a little bit here as well so that you guys have something to know about if you don't watch my other vlog. But so yeah, I'm going to try to pick that up tonight. It'll be a reread for me, but I'm mostly picking it up because it's a shorter Dark Romance. And I'm kind of in the mood for, like, don't get me wrong, I liked Untouchable, but I'm kind of in the mood for the Assaulter to get their comeuppance. So we're going to read The Devil and I, because I really enjoyed it, and I have a physical copy of it, and I want to reread it. So I will be back to update you, hopefully with my phone, but if something crazy happens and I update you later tonight, then that'll be it. Oh, I will say, I don't know if I'm going to film footage, but yesterday was the full moon in Libra, so I am going to do the full moon in Libra spread by Emerald Lotus Divination. So this is the spread I'm going to do. I don't know if I'm going to film footage of it since I don't have my phone, but I'll at least take a picture and show you what cards I pulled for fun. But anyway, I will see you all soon. Hello, happy Tuesday. It is Tuesday the 19th, and I am here to update you because I read another book last night, but it's for the Dark Romance Readathon, so I won't go too much into it, but let's do the quest calendar first, and then we'll talk books. So, yesterday, Monday, we came across a caravan. So, let us see. Ooh! Fun. Okay, we are going to be doing some fighting, I'm sure. Okay, you feel a rumbling in the ground. The tremor alarms you and the other travelers. It scares the camels and horses, which try to run off. Before you, a large worm erupts from the ground, throwing dirt and sand everywhere. Great! Okay, so based on our little table down here, looks like we're going to have 2 rounds of fighting the worm, and we're going to have attack, damage, and then a strength roll. So I'm guessing the strength roll is to not get eaten or sucked into the sand or something like that, but we will get dice out and then look at the back of the previous sheet to see what we need to do. Oh my gosh, I don't think I need my D4 and it won't come out of the back, so I'm just going to leave it in there. Okay, I do need my character sheet. Boop. Boop. Okay, so our attack is a +6. And that is an 8. So we are at a 14. Okay, just barely. So our attack roll is 13 or more. You hit the worm. And we are at 2d6 plus 1. Ooh, that's right. I need another d6. I need another one. Oh my gosh. Okay. So we will pull this out. I'll just grab one. So I'm going to do my yellow pip with my normal little set. Ooh. The yellow one gave me a 6. My little one gave me a 3. So that's a total of 9 plus the 1. So that's a total of 10 damage. Okay, so if you're hit and your damage roll is 6 or more, the worm is stunned this round. So perfect. So then on to round 2. We will attack again. And that is a 15, so 21. All right, 13 or more hits the worm, so perfect. So we will roll damage again. And that is, double 6s. So that was 12. So if your damage roll is 7 or more, the worm dies. We killed it. It's dead. Okay. If you stun the enemy 1 round, collect 1 gold. If you also killed the enemy, collect 1 gold. So we get 2 gold, and we killed the worm. Cool. Cool. That's fun. All right. That was a nice, quick, easy combat. So, book-wise, like I mentioned before, and I linked it above before, I did last weekend was the Dark Romance Readathon, and I picked up one more book last night that I read for it, which brought my total for 2 books for the weekend, which, hey, is 1 more than I read last weekend. But the fact that it was also Easter weekend and it didn't start it until Saturday when it started on Friday, I'm pretty happy with it. So like I mentioned, there is a separate vlog for that, but I picked up The Devil and I by Kay Allister. This is a reread for me, and I loved it. I upped my rating when I first read it last year. It was published in 2021, and I gave it 4 stars, but I upped my rating to 4.5 stars. But if I were to be like super specific, I'd make it like 4.75 stars. But I'm going to leave it at 4.5. I really, really enjoyed it. I can't wait for whatever Kay Allister writes. And I really liked it. So if you want to learn more, check out my other vlog. But I figured I would at least mention that I used it to cover for Taylor Swift Quarterly Challenge. I used this for Betty, which is either a medieval book, I think, or I can't remember what the second option is, but it's a unique name, or I think a medieval book, but the second part may be wrong. But I used it because the main female character's name is Raina, Rayna, and I feel like that's a good, fun, unique name. So I did it for that. And then for Love Has Sprung, none of the prompts I have left for board 1 worked for this book. So I applied it to published in 2021 for the second board, and hopefully I can finish the first board soon and get started on the second board. I wanted to get all 3 boards done, and it goes through the end of May, but I'm guessing I'm only going to get the first 2 done. But so there's that, another book down. And I use my fun Hello Lovely Skeleton bookmark, because I thought, he's killing people and stuff. So tonight, I need to pick back up Topaz and get into that and finish that, because book club is on Thursday. So hopefully I can get back into that now that I kind of took a refresher into Dark Romance. But I have a couple of new books to show you. Last week or the week before was Dear Day, DEAR, which is Drop Everything and Read, which I haven't really celebrated since I was in elementary school, but Thrift Books was having a deal where if you place an order, you get bonus points, kind of a thing. So I just did a minimum like $10 order for the free shipping and got a couple books. And then a couple days later, they had another deal where if you bought a kid's book, then you got any book for free up to $5. So then I placed another order, and because the first order, I ended up getting enough points to get a free book. So I have 2 thrift book orders coming. So I will show you 2 of the books that have already come. So this is one, Judith E. French, Fortune's Mistress. Look at this cover. Now, I got this because it was listed as an Avon Romantic Treasure, which usually has back step backs. And I wasn't sure if this one would also have a back step back, but I felt like it was worth it because look how gorgeous this cover is. And I love her dress. And then the flowers kind of pop out a little bit. They're like embossed or whatever. I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell, but... And it's in really great condition. And apparently... it's about a pirate. And then the female... it doesn't say what she is, but he basically saves her when she's branded as a witch, and then they escape together. So that's fun. And then the kids' books I got 2 copies of the same book, but one of them is going to be a gift for Hattie, which is the granddaughter of my boss at work. And I got 2 of the board book versions, and this is one of my favorite books growing up that my grandmother had, and I never got that copy when she passed. I don't know if they donated it or whatnot, but I got 2 copies of it, but I only have one right now. And it is Your Mama a Llama? Look. Now the one that I had growing up was the like paperback version, but I wanted the board books because they were, not only were they a little bit cheaper, but they had, I feel like they'll hold up a little bit longer. But it is just the cutest little, oh, look at the artwork. I loved llamas growing up, and so I wanted a copy to have on my shelves that I could pass along to whenever I get the chance to have kiddos. And I also want to give one to Hattie because she is an animal lover like her mom. Her mom is a surgical nurse at the local vet hospital that's associated with the local university. So she is an animal lover, and it was really cute. Around Easter weekend, her mom ended up being called in for an emergency surgery, and Hattie went in and she like got dressed in full scrubs. It was like the cutest freaking pictures, but it was a lot of fun hanging out with them on Easter. But anyway, I wanted to show this because I'm super excited, and this is such a cute book. And even now I still remember, like, is your mama a llama? I asked my friend Fred. I think of that line all the freaking time. And I read this when I was a kiddo. So books, man, they have lasting impressions. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling, and I will see you all soon, hopefully when I have something to update about Topaz. Happy Tuesday. It's Tuesday, right? I think it's Tuesday. No, it's Wednesday. What day is that again? It is Wednesday. As my kitty apparently knows. So, you can see an ear right here again. I did not read anything last night. Again, I'm telling you, Topaz is just kicking my butt. But tomorrow is Rake Appreciation live show, so I gotta get it done. So I'm going to work on that today. I need to finish editing my Dark Romance vlog so I can get that posted up for this Saturday. And then and then that's it. But that'll be, because it's a shorter vlog, and one of the books I had in paperback, so it'll be a shorter editing process. So hopefully, depending on how long it takes to export, I might even be able to get all of it done today. But the Avalanche play, I got my stud earrings on today, and they don't play till 8 o'clock, which is annoying, but it's fine because it's Wednesday. So I've got Married at First Sight and Moon Knight. I was gonna watch Moon Knight, but when I got home, some little kitty decided to completely unplug everything on the back of my TV, and I had to completely reset my DirecTV box. So I missed like the first half hour of Married at First Sight. So I'm probably gonna have to try to find it on their app or record a re-airing or something like that so I can get the first half hour, which is so freaking annoying, but it's fine. I don't know why she was playing behind the TV. But yeah, so I have that. And then I also saw that they, Lacey, Lisa, and Jessica posted the new stuff for the Historical Romance Readathon, which is May 9th through the 15th, I want to say. It's a week-long thing. Which is funny because it starts the day after the Mafia Romance Readathon ends, so I'll be reading Mafia and then going into Historical, which is funny because I feel like those kind of intersect in a lot of tropes and a lot of just kind of setup stuff. But so I want to start working on my idea list for that as well. See, I'm being productive by procrastinating reading Topaz. But once I start reading it, I'm liking it. I don't know why. I'm really struggling with it. But anyway, I'll stop blabbering. I got the rest of my thrift book order in today, so I'll show you those couple of books. Hopefully the books that I got have the step backs in them. That's the only bad thing about thrift books is you can't tell for sure. And you can, if it offers different editions, you can try to get the edition that at least has the step back, but there's no guarantee. And then we'll do the quest calendar. So we'll do thrift books first. And I cut them open, but I have not looked inside them yet. So this one, this is the second board book of Is Your Mama a Llama? So one of these are for me. And then the other one is a gift. And then I got Marsha Cannon, Pale Moon Rider. And it does have the step back. Look at this. And it does actually have the step back. It's just a guy and his horse. This isn't really good. I usually only get books from thrift books if it's in very good condition. Every once in a while, if it's a rare book and it's in good, I'll get it. And sometimes the good books come in better condition than the very good books. But, so that's exciting. And let's look. So I should have 4 books in this one. Yeah. Okay. So we will rip it open. So, Eugenia Riley, Phantom in Time. And it does have the step back on the back. Look at that gorgeous blue dress. Oh, that's so pretty. It's so pretty. And I love the front too, just the curtain. And it's all like that embossed. You can kind of see the texture on it. That is so cool. Like even like here, I don't know, it's kind of hard to tell, but like you can see all of the strands, like what's down here in this fringe, you can see all of the strands are in here too. And it's, oh, that's really cool. Okay. And then another Marsha Cannon. This one has the step back. So this is Midnight Honor. And it does have the step back. This is in her Highlander series. I got a lot of Marsha Cannon because I try to put a couple of authors at a time on my thrift book step back wish list. And then once I get through them, move on. Oh, this one's missing a corner. And then this is In the Shadow of Midnight. This one does have the step back. Ooh, look at that. Look at that butt grab. And he's got like chainmail going on. That's so cool. Okay. And then the last one is The Last Arrow. Oh. And it's a fake step back. So this one did not come with a step back. So that is unfortunate. But it's in really good condition though. So I'll probably hang on to it. And then take it to, there's a rose on the back. I'll probably take it to my used bookstore. And then just keep trying to find this one with the step back. So, because Marsha Cannon is the next author I want to collect. So that's unfortunate. But you know, only one of them didn't have the step back. So that's actually pretty good. 4 out of 5. That's pretty good. So let us do the quest calendar. So yesterday we fought the worm. So that was super fun. There's our wormy dude. All right, so today, oh, There's a bigger worm. I don't know if this is going to be the other end or what. Okay, so roll for each round 3 rounds, and it's dexterity rolls. So it looks like we're just trying to dodge it maybe, but let's see. After the worm is dealt with, the travelers in the party compose themselves to collect their things and calm their mounts. You hear another rumble. The ground shakes violently. The sand beneath you stirs. An enormous worm lurches from the ground and blocks out the sun. Try to avoid its attacks. So we're just going to avoid attacks. And it will be dexterity base, which is what we are good at. Our dex is a +5. That is a D12. We want the D20. Okay. Can I have good luck? Thank you. Ish. All right. Roll number 1 is a 13. So 18. Okay. If your dexterity roll is 12 or more, you avoid the worm's attack. Move to the next round. Okay. Round 2. That is a 15. So 20. If your dexterity roll is 10 or more, you avoid the worm's attack. Move to the next round. Round number 3. That is an 8, so 13. Round 3. If your dexterity roll is 13 or more, you avoid the worm's attack. Move to the next round. Just frickin' barely. Okay, so if you avoided getting hit by the worm 3 rounds, collect 3 gold. Cool. All right. In the attack, you see that one of the travelers that was with you got eaten by the worm. You hear them scream as the worm tilts its head up to swallow. I hope tomorrow we get the chance to save this person. Yeah, as the worm tilts its head up to swallow. So he has not swallowed him yet. So hopefully tomorrow we'll be able to save our friend. So that is all I have for now. I'm going to get working on editing and watch Married at First Sight until my pregame starts at 7:30. And then I will jump on Topaz once I'm done editing and go from there. But I did check my Hoopla and my Libby today at work to see if the audiobook was available, and it was not. So I could try to get it on AnyPlay and do a free trial, because at least last time I looked at AnyPlay they had a free trial, but I didn't sign up because I don't read audiobooks that often, and so it's not worth it money-wise to me quite at this point, because most of the audiobooks I was able to read were available from my library, but we shall see what happens. We'll see how far I get tonight, and then I might need to jump on the free trial tomorrow at work to get it done, but I'm going to read as much as I can tonight. And I will update you sometime soon, hopefully once I am at farther than 36%. Good morning. It is Thursday. Now, I am on my way to work, and I figured I might as well talk to you about Topaz. So, I stayed up late last night, and I finished Topaz finally. It took forever. I'm going to give it 4 stars. It's probably my favorite Beverly Jenkins of the few that I've read. But there were some parts where I started skimming, and it was better incorporated, I feel like, than some of her older books that I've read. But there are times where it gets a little too, historical textbooky. And, there were moments where he tells her about, I think it's the Negro Fort down in Florida, which was something that happened, I want to say, in the War of 1812. And, but just a history about the Seminoles and Native Americans, and then how they became and then how they basically took in slaves because they were considered part of Spain and not part of America. So a lot of slaves fled into Florida where the Seminoles were. And then they became what is called Black Seminoles. So they're mixed blood for generations and generations. And like when they were talking about like what happened to Dix's parents and history stuff like that immediately affected our characters, I felt more connected to it. But when it was just talking about general historical stuff or events that were happening, like Grover Cleveland getting elected, I was just kind of like, but how does this, like, it took me out of the story a little bit. And then I finally was also able, and I know I'm kind of ragging on it a little bit, but we'll get to happier stuff. But I've mentioned before that her like steamy scenes and more intimate scenes don't really do it for me because I don't feel the tension. And I finally kind of pinpointed why that is. She uses very, maybe not flowery language, but she uses a lot of metaphors, like flower metaphors and blooming and flowing and things like that. And I noticed a couple of times, because once we got to an intimate scene, I was trying to read more carefully to pinpoint what it, so I could figure out for myself what it is that just wasn't doing it for me. And I think the main thing is it's a lot of different metaphors, and a lot of the times they're rammed together. Like there was a time where he was using his hands and kissing her, and it, like one line was like talking about how he's kissing her like she's the last, like she's the last cup of water and he's dying of thirst, kind of a thing. And then the literal next sentence was a different metaphor about kissing someone really hard. And so it's like too many different kinds of metaphors and too many different kinds of flowery words. And while the characters themselves might say those flowery words because they don't have the language that we use now, when we're in the narration third point of view, because it's not first person point of view, I feel like it's third person POV, it just, I don't know, it just doesn't, there's just too many metaphors for me, I guess would be the best way to say it. But yeah, I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It had some really funny moments. It's the funniest Beverly Jenkins I've read. I was cracking up, and I really enjoyed her basically kind of bringing the Eastern American ideals of, and this was before women had the vote, but it's like working that way, and women are starting to go to school to become doctors and professors and things like that, and like they're starting to break into the men-led industries, although back then almost everything was men-led. But she basically helps these women get a female clerk at the general store because they're uncomfortable going in and ordering undergarments and like feminine hygiene products and things like that. And, for the bank, when Catherine goes into the bank to open an account to put her money in safely, and he's just like, I need your husband's approval. And she's like, why? It's my account. It's my money. It's not his money. And this little old dude was just like, no, I need your husband's approval. That's how it was in the past. That's how it is now. And she's like, you guys need to join the 19th freaking century. Women have more power and more independence now. And so she kind of basically forces it upon Indian territory because it's short. It doesn't take long for it to spread between the different towns in this territory. There was they were all like picketing and fighting against things again. And I mean, and most of these people, like Vera was picketing her husband's general store, and she's just like, I don't care, he's my husband and he still needs to get a female clerk, kind of thing. But then she brings up withholding sex and so all of the women take a vow, and they basically force the men to be celibate for them to kind of open their eyes and understand that, you need to give the women what they want. And it was just so funny the way that they do it, and they end up getting locked in the bank, and then they're like, okay, fine, you locked us in the bank because we wouldn't leave, so I guess we'll just squat here now. And then he tries to call Marshall Dix on him, and they're like, you're the one that locked us in here. And he's like, they're right, you locked them in there, I can't arrest them for you locking them in there. And it was really funny. I really, really enjoyed it. I got a lot more romance from it, which I felt sometimes the romance kind of takes an undercurrent to the history stuff or to the main female character's growth. But I had the romance that I wanted from her other books here. It just didn't... Just the little tiny things that took me out of the story is why I'm only giving it 4 stars. But I feel like most of the Beverly Jenkins books I've read are 4 stars, so I'm just not... Like, I enjoyed reading her. I think, like you saw in last week's vlog and this one's, I enjoy reading her once I'm reading it. I'm not 100% drawn to her books, even though they all have gorgeous covers, and I love the space that they created in romance books, especially historical romance books. I'm just not, because her writing doesn't 100% click with me, I'm just not drawn to them. But I enjoy reading them for book clubs, for sure. But I don't know if she's an author that I would gravitate to on my own. And now I've read, I think, 3 or 4 of her books. I think, yeah. But I don't know. But I did enjoy it. But I do also have to say, I'm glad to have it over with, because... Hold on, we have train tracks here. And I don't like... I hate these train tracks. Ugh. Yeah, so... I'm glad she was like Topaz was the boogeyman, that it was like, you need to read me, you have a book club coming up soon, you need to read me. And I just kept putting it off, and I didn't want to read it. And I think it was partly that I wasn't completely sucked into it, and partly that I'm just not really in the mood for historical romance. But like I mentioned, the Historical Romance Readathon is coming up in May. I think it's the first full week in May, or maybe it's the first full second week in May. But I'm excited. I'm excited for that. And it'll be right after the Mafia Romance Readathon, so it'll kind of definitely help me jump cross-ship or jump subgenres. I don't know what I'm saying here. But... it's also in the beginning of the month, and a lot of my book club books are in the middle of the month or later in the month, and I like to read my book club books as close to the book club as possible, but still giving myself enough time to read them. So I definitely am excited, and I should have time to take part in both readathons, which I'm excited for. Okay, come on, little guy. Okay, so I am almost to work, and the only other thing that I wanted to mention is what I'm applying Topaz to. So for the Love Has Sprung Bingo Board 1, I'm going to use it for a diverse author. And then for the Taylor Swift Quarterly Challenge, I'm going to use it for Blank Space. And that is... I took a note. Character that is in the sciences, or a character that uses a gun. And they both have guns, but technically only Marshall Dix is the one to fire the gun because he's a marshal, but... there's that. I'm almost to work, and I will check back in tonight to do my quest calendar and kind of let you know what I'm thinking next. I don't know if I'm going to do it before or after the Rake Appreciation show tonight. It's at 6 o'clock my time. So I have just enough time to get home and get dinner before it starts. So, but anyway, I am officially at work. So I will see you all later. Bye. Hello. She was sleeping, and as soon as I put my camera up, she's over here meowing at me. Hi. So it is about 10 o'clock, and I was just going to get ready to go to bed, and I realized I didn't film the quest calendar for today. So we are going to do that real quick. So yesterday we had the big worm. So let's see what Thursday brings. Ooh, it's creepy. Look at that. Ooh, it's got like tiny little worm mouths. Okay. The huge worm opens its massive mouth and lunges down towards you. You have no time to get out of the way. You are being swallowed whole by the worm, but you have a chance to avoid injury from the worm's massive teeth as they fall upon you. So, number 1 is to avoid the rows of sharp teeth. Number 2 is to avoid the living tongues of the worm. So those are both a d20 plus dexterity, remind your danger sense. And then number 3 is avoid getting poisoned by the worm's mucus. Roll a d20 plus constitution. Great. Okay. Oh, I need my sheet. Filming in the dark here. I am happy tomorrow is Friday. Okay, there's my d20. So, our dexterity is a plus 5. And we do have danger sense. So that is a plus 7. That's 17. So 24. Okay, so this is the rows of sharp teeth. If the row is 15, or if the result is 15 or more, you are able to avoid all of the sharp teeth as the worm swallows you whole. Okay, so then avoiding the living worm tongues. That is a 13, so that makes it 20. If the result is 15 or more, you are able to avoid the smaller worms in the mouth of this giant as it swallows you whole. And then the poisoned is Constitution is a 0. So it's just what we roll. And that is a 16. Okay, if the result is 11 or more. Sweet, sweet. We took no damage from the teeth or the tongues. And we are not poisoned. So. And now we are swallowed whole. Great. All right, well, that was a fairly easy and quick one. Again, I feel like most of them are, but that's okay. So, tonight, I meant to, and I was going to start Rookie Move by Serena Bowen. The A Smart Woman Read Romance is next Monday. It's after this weekend. It's Monday or Tuesday of next week. And the book is the second book in this series. So instead of just reading that, since I had a little bit of extra time, I was going to read the first and second book. And I was going to start that tonight. But after the Rake Appreciation Society live show, which was super fun, but I guess it always is, because Jen and Crystal do just such an amazing job hosting, I watched the new episode of Moon Knight. Holy crap, I was geeking out all over the place, and it's like been super fun, but this one like amped up the like Egyptian god stuff, and they were like treasure hunting, and it was like, well, not treasure hunting, but they were entering a tomb, and it was so much fun. I love it. There are moments though of it where it's a little too like horror movie-ish for me, and I'm not a horror movie person, so those scenes are a little on the tougher end for me, because I'm just like, oh my god, please don't scare me. I'm such a chicken, guys. But after that, I saw an ad for like a veterinary show or something like that was supposed to be on the National Geographic portion of Disney Plus. So I was looking for that, and I saw a show called Storm Rising, and I watched all of the Storm Chaser shows in high school, I guess in high school too, but in college, a couple of my good friends, like, we would get together every week to watch the new episode of Storm Chasers that was on Discovery Channel, I think. And this one is Storm Rising, which I hadn't seen before, and it's only got like 5 episodes, and it came out in 2021. And I'm not sure if the storms that they're doing are from 2020 or 2021, but it's like super interesting. So the first 2 episodes were tornadoes, and being on the north and middle part of Colorado, but I used to live in the northeastern section a little bit more, still kind of in the center of Colorado, but I used to be a little bit more out east, where we're not up against the foothills of the mountains. Not that you can't get tornadoes in mountains, because I've seen funnel clouds in the mountains, but we've had like huge tornadoes come through there. There was a really bad one when I was in high school that kind of hit the edge of the small town where we were, and then came up through Windsor, and that was really destructive. If I remember correctly, it was an F3 or an F4 or something crazy big. And we usually it's more out east towards the eastern side of Colorado, where it's kind of butting up against Nebraska, and that's technically a part of Tornado Alley. And then the expanded portion for later in the summer, when the northern section kind of expands and is a higher percentage for tornadoes. But anyway, so I've been through tornadoes, and while they are terrifying, I'm not like scared of them, because I know like what to do, because we grew up learning where to go, how to kind of pay attention to tornado warnings and tornado signs and all that stuff. But what's interesting is the Reed guy looks kind of familiar, so he might have been, because one of the Storm Chaser shows I watched, it focused on like 3 different people, and they were in 3 different vehicles, but they were all a part of the same team. And there were a couple times where they met up with other teams, but they weren't really filmed very much outside of just, we're all getting together to kind of share data points or something like that. So he looks slightly familiar. So I'm sure I've seen him on some other show, but he just says he's a storm chaser, and then his partner, that's Reed, and then his partner is Mike, and he's a hurricane chaser, which I didn't realize that was a thing, but being nowhere near an ocean, that's kind of cool. And so the 3rd episode, which I just finished watching, they're doing hurricane chasing, and oh my gosh, that is freaking terrifying. And I'm sure if I was in those states and I knew what to do, and I know that people I've followed in the romance booktube community have talked about it, how yes, they're terrifying, but if you know what you're doing, and like they've been very open about their experiences with hurricanes. But because I don't know, and I haven't like experienced one myself, kind of a thing, they're absolutely terrifying to me. There was a scene where they're like driving down the road trying to find a good spot to park one of the cars, because it has all the science equipment on it to get readings, and all of the lights go out, and it's just all of these empty buildings in this downtown area with like skyscrapers and everywhere, and all the lights are out, and it's just, it was like a horror movie, apocalyptic, scary crap with the wind and the rain, and holy crap. So this is like super fun. I'm about to start episode 4, and I should probably go to bed, but I want to watch episode 4 because I am really enjoying the show, even more so now that it's in the hurricane portion, because at least now it's like completely new to me, because I've seen tornado chasing before and I've been around tornadoes, so but this is like a completely new experience for me, watching the hurricane storm chasing. That's so crazy. It is so crazy, man. And they showed the destruction after the hurricane, and that's terrifying. It is terrifying that just wind and water can wreck stuff that horribly. That was crazy. They just did, in case you know, if you're down south, then you can let me know, but they just did Hurricane Marco and then Laura. Man, Laura was nasty. But I'm going to stop rambling. I don't know if I'm going to pick a breaking move tonight, but we will see. But I'm going to watch the 4th episode of Stormers Rising and get in bed and just kind of relax and finish watching it. And I will see you all tomorrow on Friday. Woo, Friday! I've got to go grocery shopping tomorrow on the way home. And tomorrow night's also the Avalanche game. And we need to wrap up this vlog, so we will see what happens. But until then, enjoy your night. Okay, I'm back. I just started the 4th episode. I was going to get into my PJs and stuff, but I have answers already. So this was filmed in 2020, and I feel like Reed is familiar to me because he lives in Colorado, because this episode started with Denver news broadcasts, where at the end of 2020 in like early fall, or I guess it was kind of the middle of fall, but we had like 100-degree weather, and then a few days later we had like the earliest snowstorm in Denver, and he's like in Colorado and he lives in Colorado, so maybe that's why I've seen him, if he's been on like news shows or something around here, weather related. But I went to college here in state, and so maybe he was in the meteorology class, or he did some sort of research or something, that, because we read, our main textbook was the book by a local meteorologist that was on the news forever, Mike Nelson. But so maybe this guy did like some supplemental stuff for things that we had to research or something like that. So that might be why I recognized him. But yeah, and it was filmed in 2020 because they talked about, specifically in Colorado, how we had really late snowstorms in 2020. We had, kind of like usual, we had the really bad late snowstorms in March and April. And then we had, we skipped spring, which has kind of been the norm. And it's kind of the norm again because it's supposed to hit 80 this weekend. But then the next day is supposed to be 56 degrees. So, weather's fun and global warming is fun. But anyway, so they were talking about that, and then how there was like the record-breaking droughts, and then the record-breaking heats. And then we had the largest number of wildfires in California, I think in California too, maybe. But I know in Colorado we had a lot of really bad wildfires. And I mean, I remember there were days when we left work and the entire sky was like gray, green, and everything was just covered in ash because we were so close to some of the fires on the northern end of the state. And then we had, more record-breaking heat in September, and then the earliest frickin' snowstorm. But then 20 to 22, 21 to 22 winter was kind of sucky. We didn't get very much snow. But anyway, I just wanted to update because I was pondering those things in the previous clip, and then I started this, and like a lot of those questions were answered right away. So I'm going to get back to watching this and get ready for bed. But yeah, super fun. Hello. Happy Friday. It has been a long week. and I have been struggling with my editing program. I edited my Dark Romance Readathon vlog, and every time it hits 10 minutes left in exporting, my computer crashes. So I don't know what's going on. But I've tried uninstalling, because the first time it happened, my computer had an update, and so it decided it was just going to restart everything, even though I was in the middle of a project, and it was during my active hours or whatever. I don't know. But since then, my vlog has been having lots of issues. So I've tried multiple times. I've tried, I don't know, working and undoing the updates and updating Adobe and all of that stuff, and I'm still having issues. So I'm going to try one other trick that I found online that might work, and then I might try to edit just another short little video and see if that one will export, and see if maybe just this specific video got messed up and screwy, and then I will, I don't know, probably have to re-edit it, but that probably won't go up tomorrow on Saturday. But anyway, last night I did not pick up Rookie Move. I did not pick up any books. I finished watching Storm Rising because I was obsessed, and I'm sad there was only 5 episodes in it. And from what I can tell, it doesn't say that it's been canceled, but there's not a second season yet. So that sucks. But it was so interesting, especially the hurricane chasing, like I mentioned before. It's just a lot more terrifying for me, because that's not something that I've had to deal with or has been is like a common occurrence in my area. Not that we get tornadoes a lot, but I mean, we get them often enough in Colorado that, like, if we had one, it wouldn't be a complete surprise. But anyway, yeah, so that was really fun. So let's do the quest calendar, and then we can wrap up this week. So yesterday, Thursday, we were swallowed by that giant worm. So let's see what happens today. Oh. It's the worm's body's like a dungeon. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And we are starting at S. And we'll probably have to get to the star, because that's what the mazes and dungeons that we've done before are like. Okay, navigate the dungeon. Yep, like a maze, begin at the start and make your way to the end, label with a star. Resolve each room you visit before choosing your next. So we're just going to go straight in order. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We could mix up 2 and 3, but we'll see what happens. So, because this is a little bit more, I'm going to dump out my dice before we get going. So have it all prepped. Okay. And in case we have to do damage, I'm going to take out another d6. Okay. So room number 1 is the esophagus. You pass through the esophagus of the worm. It is full of smaller but sharp barbs that are meant to help slice up food into smaller parts before passing on farther. Luckily, there are none of those living tongues squirming around in here. Roll a d20 plus dexterity, reminder danger sense. So we have both of those. We are a +7. 14, so 21. So if the result is 15 or more, you manage to avoid getting sliced and cut up further. Nice. Okay, so room number 2. You find your way into one of 2 crops of the worm. This one seems to be full of dirt and other pieces of its last meal. Perhaps you can find the other traveler in here. The way you came in is blocked by powerful muscles. Okay. So, I'm guessing we can't go to room 3 then? Because if we're being blocked, or at least we can't go back the way we came. So we're being forced forward. But I don't know if we can go back into the end, into 3, but we will see. So I got a 12. What are we rolling? Intellect plus investigator. We are not an investigator, and our intellect is a -1. So 11. Let us see before we use any of our possible bonuses. Woo! If the result is 11 or more, just barely, you caught the gleam of something metal and found a fancy golden necklace. Add a gold necklace to your inventory worth 10 gold. Okay. I'm just going to mark that I have 10 gold and we'll leave it there. Okay, so I guess it does. Okay, so it just kind of shows that. Well, no, because it's got like an opening with a line up here. It might be kind of hard to tell. So like here, there's tiny little pale purple lines. I'm trying to get this so that it doesn't. And then the same ones are down here. So I'm guessing we can't go back into number 3. So I guess we'll just skip room 3, which is unfortunate because I like to get through all of it, but that's fine. Room number 4. You pass from the stomach and into the gizzard. It is where all the other food... Oh, excuse me. It is where all the other food that was stored in the crop is ground up. Powerful muscles are compressing from the sides and trying to crush you. The way you came in is blocked by powerful muscles. So yeah, it's just pushing us forward. So same thing, dangerous sense, which gives us a +2, but this time it is strength. And our strength is a +1, so we get a +3. And that is a 13. So 16. Which one is this? Room 4. The result is 15 or more. Okay. Wow, we are just squeaking by on this one. You managed to avoid getting turned into mush from the walls of the gizzard. Okay. Now, room number 5. You leave from the gizzard of the worm and enter the intestines. It is a bit calmer in here compared to the gizzard. You pass by a lot of dead and rotting carcasses, piles of wet desert sand, lumps of chyme, and puddles of stomach acid. Roll a d20 plus constitution, reminder danger sense. We have danger sense, and our constitution is just the flat. So we are at a +2. And that is a 19, so 21. Okay, you managed to remain stern and keep yourself from vomiting or getting poisoned in here. Nice. All right, so we are at the end of the intestines, it looks like. And that is it. And that is it for this vlog. Wow, that is a crazy way to stop the calendar, but hey, we'll just pick it back up this weekend. So I read 3 books this weekend. I had the 2 for the Dark Romance Readathon, and then I guess technically like 2 2/3 because I only read the last like 60-ish% of Topaz, but I finished it, so that's what counts. I finally finished Topaz. So this weekend I will probably pick up that Serena Bowen Ricky move. I'm pretty sure, but I do have some things I want to get taken care of because it was 80 degrees today and it's supposed to be 56 degrees tomorrow, but we're supposed to be fluctuating between like 80s and 60s for the next week or so. So I need to get my winter sweaters packed away and pull out like my capris and my shorts and my more summer and spring clothes and do a switch out of my closet. So we'll see how much I do, but that'll all be in next week's vlog, so we'll worry about that there. And hopefully I can figure out what's going on with my computer so I can actually edit and upload things. But hopefully I will see you all very soon. Bye.